in the craft camper, trying to get it all set up. Oh, I think we're good. I think we might be good. As you're hopping on, if you will say hey, 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 say hello. Tell me where you're watching from. Let me see if I can turn this in a little bit more. There we go. I don't know, my light is a little bit crazy. Let me get it up. I am live over on the Facebook and on the YouTube. How are you all? I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're having a wonderful start to your week. Oh, yeah. It's Monday, guys. It feels like Monday. Okay, let me see if I can get it up. I've got my laptop down here below so that maybe I can see the comments on the YouTubes. There we goes. Let me see if I can get in there. I think I got it. I think I got it. Hello, Karen in Michigan. How are you, Karen? How are you doing? I am so happy you are here. Hello, the PJ Mommy. How are you? I'm happy you are here. Very much appreciate you. Again, she is helping me with doing the moderation today over on YouTube. I so appreciate you. Hello, hello, love SKZ. Love skiz. Love skiz. Judy! Judy. I'm doing well, Judy. How you feeling? How you feeling, Judy? Thinking about you. All right, everybody's popping in. Say hey. Tell me where you're watching from. I think I'm going to just do this. Hello, everyone. There we go. I typed in there. I can't type on there. There. Oh, and I got to see it. I can see it in both places. I'm so happy. Let's see. Seen it before. Seen it before. Hello, how are you? Hi, X. I don't know how to say it. Hello, Sarah in Connecticut. Hello, Jezebel in Georgia. We have Zach watching, but Zach didn't say anything, but I saw that he's there, so I'm going to say hi to Zach. Debbie is watching from Western New York. Oh, let's see. Oh, yeah, Jezebel, there you are. Say hi. Yep, Diane in Minnesota. Okay, let me go back up. Oh, I'm going to miss people. Oh, no. Oh, Judy's in a lot of pain. Judy, I'm so sorry. We have Sarah in Connecticut. I'm still praying for you. Everybody pray for Judy. If you're a praying person, pray for Judy. Please do that. Justin in Illinois. Cheryl. Michigan. Oh yeah, Cheryl says hi to Karen too. All of us Michiganders. Joyce in Dubai. Oh, I love all of the emojis. Thank you for that. Cinderella, hello. How are you? We have Gucci designer, hello. Hola to Erika, or Erica, not Erika. We can say Erika though. That'd be. Oh my gosh, Cheri, I am just a hoot, huh? We have is it Imran? Imran in Pakistan. Hello, how are you? Let's see, Debbie in Northern Ireland. Matt in Kentucky. Hello, Matt. How are you? Let's see. We have, is it Mosinkin, I think. Hello to you. We have Diane in the UK. We have Patty in Port Orchard, Washington, and Michelle. Oh my goodness, lots and lots of people. Joyce. We have Deshu. Hello. Lisa, evening. Love the happy voice. Oh, thank you. Shropshire. That's why it's evening. Hello to you. All right, let me make sure this is going. Yep, I got it. Ooh. Hold on. I lost my chats, guys, over here. Okay. Can we make hats and colors on the next shorts, please? Make hats. Oh, you want hat in black, blue, and purple. Ooh, maybe we can. I got some really cool yarn that I got this weekend that I'm doing my next hat videos with. You guys are gonna love it. Hello, May and Joyce. Oh, let's see. Let's see. We have, oh my gosh, guys. India's rocky. It is not rocky here. It's very sandy where I'm at. We have Nini in South Africa. I live in the sand, guys. I live in the dunes. It's very duney here. Hello from Goose Bay, Labrador. Hello, Richard. How are you? How are you guys doing? I hope you guys, I know I'm not going to be able to say hi to everybody hopping on because we have lots of people hopping on the Facebook. And anybody on YouTube, From, let's see, Gucci, please make a shirt with, oh, a shirt with these colors. Did you guys like my shirt? It's a little big. It's my crank knit shirt, guys, for our crank knit community. If you're not in there on the Facebook, I invite you all individually to join. You are welcome to join that. Glad to see you too, Ray. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so just a couple housekeeping things before I get started. I'm going to start on the Loombot today, guys, but I'm going to do the Loombot, and I think I'm going to hop on the Addy too a little bit. I've had a couple, I want to talk about sizing of hats, and these are hats that I'm going to be donating, so they can be a little bit different sizing. I'm probably going to try them on for you so you guys can see. So if you hang out with me, we're going to do one hat on the Loombot, another on the Addy, if I can get through it, and we can get at least two done. I want to get at least 2 cranked out today. If we can. But couple things. I am having issues I had issues on YouTube with spammers. So be warned, spammers are out there. But over the weekend on Facebook, I had someone do another page. It was like a Hoop and Home sales page, and they swiped my profile and they swiped my banner, and then they said they were me, and they were messaging people and commenting and all kinds of stuff. So I just want you all to know, I do not have multiple Facebook accounts. I do not have, well, except for my personal, obviously. I do not have multiple YouTube accounts. I do not have a Telegram account. Just be warned, if it looks fishy, it probably is. So I don't know why I've been so blessed as to have all the scammers want to scam all over my social media, but they are. I know it's a problem, but I just want you, out there. It's I won't say it's normal, but it's common. And I just don't want any of you who may be thinking I'm contacting you get confused. If you even slightly remotely think it seems not right, it probably isn't. And you can message me. You can always email me at hoopandhome@gmail.com and ask me. I also have email in all of my social medias. So just ask me. Message me, ask me. Sometimes those go to spam though, so I don't always see them. But just try to reach out to me if you have any. Do not send anybody any money. I will not ask you for money, okay? Not at least right now. No, I'm kidding. I won't do that. I won't say you've won this and you have to pay me this. I'm not going to do that. So just know that. Just know that. I just wanted to say that. Hello, Geeta in India. It's 1:07 a.m. Well, thank you for staying up with me into the wee hours of the morning. Ray wants to know if I will be crocheting. I just haven't learned how to knit yet. Well, I'm actually going to use a knitting machine. So I'm not going to be crocheting. I'm going to be using a knitting machine, and I'm actually going to get that all set up here right in this very moment. We're going to start with the Loombot. We're going to be using and I have not used this yarn in the Loombot yet, and it's a little bit more acrylic-y, a little stiffer yarn than I normally use. Hello, Noor. In Algiers. Noor in Algiers, hello. I think you were on last time. Well, thank you for coming back if you were on last time. Love the color. Isn't this pretty? It's like heathered yarn from Hirschner's. It's their worsted 8. I'm hoping the Loombot does okay with it. But I want to show you sizing, because I know this is kind of a little controversial, why I always recommend the 48s and not the 46. So first thing we're going to do is get my Loombot down off the wall. So uno momento. Oh, did you guys see? Did you see this? This is the other thing. I have the pattern review up of Erin's cute little flower. Isn't that just the most darling thing? And it matches the daisy. Look at that. Looky, 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 looky. Isn't that so cute? So that video is up on YouTube if you want to watch it. And something else I did, and I feel like I'm yelling again. I feel like I'm yelling at everyone. Cinderella's watching me from Switzerland. Cinderella. Okay, let me get this, let me get me hooked up. What was I going to say? Oh, on the Facebook, I don't know if it's showing the link. I think maybe, I don't know. Maybe. If it is, I did the link tree, because then you guys can get, so if you have questions, oh, these are not the right clamps, Cheri. These are too small. These work on my desktop, but they don't work on my table thing here. Let me get my other ones. I got to get my big honking ones. Okay. But if if you have questions about where to get the machine, if you have questions about the crank knit community, if you want to get Erin's pattern to her little flower or the big daisy that's up there. Let's see, the 100K birthday giveaway. Guys, have you seen, I'm blown away by all of you. You know, I had the 100K birthday giveaway. We're doing that on November 23rd. You guys, it's Monday for sure. November 23rd, which is my birthday. And we hit the 100K. As of right now, we're like at 107 over on the YouTubes. Guys, thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. So yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right. I also have a knitting machine, and it's a lot of fun in making hats. I do not sell my hats, Cinderella. I just make them for donation to area shelters. I just gave a donation out last week, and I'm working on another big set to give away here. Okay, so I've got my loom bot all hooked up. I think you guys can see okay. I've got my bucket on here. We're gonna go ahead and crank out. I think I'm gonna do a two-tone hat, guys. I think I'm gonna start with these. I'm gonna do like 25 rows of this. Let me do a little math here because I think I might want to do. Normally I do 130, but this yarn's a little stiffer. I think I'm gonna do. What do I want to do? I think I'm going to do 135. So I'm going to do 20, 25, and 110. I think that's what I'm going to do. 25 of this and 110 of this. I think that's what we're doing. Now, on these balls, I could not find center pole. I probably should have wound these, but I didn't. So it could be a little bit of a mess because I might get some static. I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping that won't happen because what I'm going to be doing is putting it down in my plastic tub and I'm going to be pulling the yarn as I go. And it might build up a little static. Let's hope that doesn't happen. All right. A couple reasons why you might want to hang around too. I've got, where's my end? There we go. I just got some more little palms in from Amazon, and I want to talk about those a little later. I won't talk about those just yet, but I want to talk about those because I get lots of questions about the palms. So I thought we would address them. Do I live alone? Gita. I do not. I have a very large family. I am not alone. And I do not, this is my craft camper to you guys. I live in a little tiny house with my really big family. I have 8 kids, guys. I have 8 kids. 5 of which still live with us. The other, we had 2 just recently move out, and I have 1 that lives in Pennsylvania. But yes, no, I definitely don't live alone. I live in a very loud house with lots and lots of children. Oh, do you guys see what I'm doing there? Let me get that out of the way. Okay, so we're casting on here. I had someone ask about using the loom bot and talking about it. Oh, and if you were live with me last week, Patty, thank you for the God bless you. God bless you to you too. You saw, if you watched the coffee and chat, I broke my little 22 Addy. I didn't break the machine. I broke a needle showing what not to do. So I'm going to upload a video tomorrow on how to replace a needle. So I'll have that up tomorrow. My husband and I went through and fixed it this weekend, and I shot some video for you all. So if you ever have to replace a needle on your Addy knitting machine, you can. I made this really loose. So we'll see how this does on the cast on. But anyways, it was kind of funny. I was helping, I don't know if it was Connie. I think it was Connie was on, and she was talking about, breaking her needles on her 22 Addy, and I said I have the exact thing to fix that so that won't happen. And I showed how to do a cast on loosely, and it did fine. And then I said this is what you don't want to do, and I did it tight, and yes, and then I broke a needle. So how do you calculate the rows of color changes for reversible hats? If you crank 130, at what row do you stop for the brim to be the other color? If you want it completely reversible, do half and half. So 65 one color, 65 the other color. And then you'll have that line right at the bottom of that color change. But right now I'm going to do like the top half of this hat is going to be this tealy color, which I don't even know what the color is. I was going to look for my little Hello, Cheryl in Scotland. Oh, thank you, Ronald. Is it Ronald? I hope it's Ronald. Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate you. And we have Melanie in Germany. Let's see, Gria. This live is amazing. Can you please do a live every Saturday? Yeah, I can't do Saturday lives, but I do a live every Monday and Thursday. So you're welcome to join me on Monday and Thursday. Let's see, Ray in Russia. Such a machine costs about $30. Is 30, like, I don't know, is that 30 US dollars? If it is, that's a pretty good deal. These cost like 59, 60 bucks, USD. Hook that yarn, Crystal, hook that yarn. Okay, I gotta follow Hook That Yarn. We're gonna do that. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, you guys. Aw, that helps the host. Thank you. Okay, wait. I'm gonna go to Hook That Yarn. I'm leaving right now. I'm gonna go to Hook That Yarn because I like your name. Hook That Yarn. Hook That Yarn because I like your name. Let's see. I found you, Crystal. I just subscribed to you because you are a rock star, and thank you so much for telling people to do the thumbs up. Sorry, now I got out of my thing. Now I need to get back in it. Okay, here we go. So there we go. Back up. Here we go. There we are. Okay, and I gotta check out your channel too. I love like finding new channels, guys. So if you have any channel suggestions, because like in my downtime, I like to scroll the YouTube and find the channels. Everybody go to Hook That Yarn, to Crystal's page, and give her some love. We have Princess Unicorn. Hello, Princess Unicorn. Okay, so what was I saying? I don't remember. There are a lot of haters who say your hats are not handmade. Yes, Gita. There are. Do you have any answers for them? They're handmade. This is the way I see it. Okay. Maybe some people won't agree. They just won't agree because they're thinking handmade means I hand knit it or I hand crochet it, which I do both of those things. I do hand knit and I do crochet. But I've always been a crafter. I've always been a crafter for years and years and years and years and years. I owned a brick and mortar like art studio for a long time. Well, it wasn't a long time, about 5 years with my daughter, and I ran it together. We painted signs. We used stencils that I cut on a vinyl cutter. All of those signs I would consider handmade. Now, if somebody hand lettered a sign, if they would hand letter a sign, and then they watched me go cut a stencil and put the stencil on the wood and pounce it out, and then I say, ooh, look, I handmade a sign. That hand lettered sign maker would be like, she didn't hand make that sign. She used a stencil. Okay, so this is my thing. It's a level, it's a craft, guys. This is a craft. This thing can't run itself. I did a little thing. It's like 13 cranks for every row. Let's do some math. Let's just do some math. Let's just do this for all of you who use these machines. I think it's 13 cranks for a row. So 13, and I normally do 130 rows. That's 1,690 cranks my little tiny arm has to do to make this hat. I think that's handmade. And I have to hand finish it. And it's just like no different than like if I go to the store and I bought part of my craft project that was already pre-done. Like I go and buy pre-made fabric and I make something out of it with hot glue and something else, then I could say it's handmade. I didn't make the fabric. Well, this machine is helping me make my fabric. So that's my justification. So I get it. I get the people who hand knit and crochet and they feel like I'm taking away their whatever. Well, I'm not taking. The only way that I can take something away from somebody else is if that person allows that to happen. That's just, have confidence in yourself. Don't let others dictate how you feel about what you're doing. Just do what you do and do it well, and don't worry about anybody else. People worry too much about what other people are doing. Like it has some bearings on what they do, and that's not true. People can do beautiful things, create beautiful things, and what I do doesn't, what do I want to say? What's the word? It doesn't take away from what they do. They're talented. They have, skill. What I do doesn't have any bearings on what they do. Now, I'll give them the fact that if I'm selling my hats, which I'm not doing, that they might be a little bit, miffed if they go and try to sell stuff and they have a hard time getting people to buy what it's worth. People, I'm not the problem why people won't pay for what stuff is worth. You can talk to Amazon and Walmart and Target and all those places. But people will buy stuff if, people need to be more confident with themselves. That's all I'm going to say. I agree. It doesn't take away from you are adding to. Yeah. Hook that yarn. This is the thing. I didn't crochet or hand knit before I got my machines. I didn't know anything. And then the machines helped me kind of explore this whole medium, like the whole fiber arts. So I think it's kind of like a gateway. And if you're intimidated or you have issues, or maybe you just can't knit. Maybe you have arthritis, or maybe you have, some kind of deficit. These tools are freaking amazing. Plus, the other thing is, if you want to like make lots of hats for people to give away, either to sell them or to give them away, you can make lots more hats. In time, guys, time is precious. We don't have a lot of it. We think we do, but we don't. Our days are numbered. So crank out some hats. All right, so we're going to I want to talk about this yarn a little bit in the loom bot. If you guys can see this, it is a little harder for me to, it goes through it. It's a little stiffer. I'm going to keep my eye out for tuck stitches because it can happen. I've not used this yarn before on here, so we'll see how it goes. How many hooks does your largest machine have? I have a 48 hook and sometimes think it's so small. You know what? Is it Jagna? Jagna? 48 is the largest circular knitting machine that I'm aware of. So yes, I wish we had bigger ones too. I wish we did. Somebody asked, which country are you from? I'm from the United States. I live in West Michigan. Okay, so this yarn, you'll find that, and it's kind of loud, a little bit louder. You can hear it kind of, it's working a little harder because it's a little stiffer. Normally when I use, like when I've made hats, when you guys have seen me make hats, I'm using a more shiny yarn and it goes through a little bit faster and a little smoother. Haven't been able to make any hats, but I still have over 150 hats to donate. Judy is a rock star, guys. Judy is fighting a battle. This woman is battling some illness and she still managed to make 150 hats to donate. So the rest of us have no excuse. If we want to make something to help our part of the world, our little part of the world, we need to look to Judy as an inspiration because that is amazing. That is amazing. Oh, Gita. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. All right. And I don't know, did I miss you? The PJ Mommy, I see this heart, it's in the way. Something per my comment above. Oh, let me go look. Funny, okay. It's funny because if you were using a sewing machine, it's still considered handmade. This is the same. These machines are tools. Absolutely. I agree. Abso-stinkin-lutely. All right. Okay, so we're going to do 25. And you'll see me stop and do this because I'm not doing center pull. So I have to like pull my yarn loose since I didn't wind it ahead of time. Because this yarn will have a bit of a memory. And what that means is if I don't keep my tension really well, it'll make those little bumpy bumps. And I don't like, I'll show you here. Let me see if I can find my, yeah, this is the hat. I might've showed this last week. It has memory and it'll do this kind of thing if I don't keep my tension. This is like one of the first hats I ever made, guys. This is Red Heart Super Saver and it's not the best for the machines. But so, see that? Yeah, that's not as pretty as it can be. But just know if you're just starting out and you have something that looks like that, just keep at it, guys. Keep at it. Somebody said how do you count the rows? There's a little counter right here. Is it many? There's a little counter right here on the machine. Not all the machines have them. The smaller machines don't necessarily have counters. My Addy does, the little one, but my 40 pin loops and threads machine does not have a counter. Gita. I like it. Thank you for taking care of the stuff there on the comments. The PJ Mommy, appreciate you. Let's see. I'm getting started. What is the best yarn to use? Let me see who that was that said that. Is it Michelle? I think it was Michelle that said that. I would use a soft, shiny yarn. Let me see if I got something quick here I can show you. Like this is Caron Simply Soft. See how this has like, and this has fuzz all over it, but see how it has a shimmer? And this, the yarn I'm using right now, see this, it does not have any kind of shine to it. See that? If you can find yourself a like 4 weight or less that has a nice shine, so this in other countries, this would be like worsted or Aran weight, I believe. You know, this is okay. Like this worsted is working fine. So far, I haven't gotten any tuck stitches, but you're more apt to get tucks with stuff that's matte or a little bit more acrylic-y. This is a little softer. These are both acrylic yarns, but you can see the difference. Go find yourself some shiny, like super soft, squishy yarn to start with, and you'll do lots better with it. And it'll help that learning curve of getting your tension and getting your machine getting used to it. Let's see. I don't know what that is. Somebody said road to 18K. Hook that yarn subbed. I don't know what that is. Gita Lifestyle subbed. I don't know what that is. I don't know what the, yeah, I don't know. Here, hold on. Maybe I can do this. I will see. I'm just going to, there we go. I did something there. Okay. All right, so we are at 22. We're going to go to 25. And then 25, and then I need to do another 110 to get to 135. 23. 24. Okay, so let me watch here. A lot of times I watch my little tail. I could mark the pin so that I don't miss it. You can hear it. It's kind of tight, guys. There's my pin. There we're at 25. I'm going to give myself a little tail. I'm going to drop in my yarn. I'm going to pull my yarn out of my bucket. I do not use waste yarn. Use it for waste yarn. What use for waste yarn? Thank you for your help. I managed to get the book. Oh, Festive Knits. Yes, actually I have mine right here. I was using it for my mouse pad. Yes, I love the book. I've got something. I'm going to be doing a project out of this book for my pattern review for Sunday. So you all have to see which one I'm going to do. I already did the, I got my chair on my yarn there. That was not good. I already did the little elf. I don't know. Can you guys see him? Yeah, back here. The little elf and the reindeer. My little reindeer guy. Little reindeer dude. So yes, that's a fun book. I'm so happy that you got that. Okay, so let me see if I can get this where it's not all tangled up. And we will move on. Switching our colors. So now we're going to do 110 of this gray heathered Hirschner's Worsted 8 yarn. And you know what? This tail is like way long. You wouldn't have to do that long of a tail. I did way long of a tail. Okay, just to tell you, when you do a color change, I'm just gonna tell you, I lay this in. I don't know if you can see it. It's wrapped around my last pin. Okay, and then I'm gonna lay the next color in right beside it. So they're laying down right beside each other. They're like having a little party there. And then I'm gonna put it in my, I'm gonna hang on to these two tails. I'm gonna put my yarn in my tension guide. I'm gonna bring my hand through. Hold on. I'm gonna grab just those two tails. So now I have a hold of all three of them, and I've got tension on all three of them. Make sure not to grab your beginning tail. And then you're gonna crank. And the reason that I do this is so I don't drop that first stitch. Because if I don't hang on to this, I could easily drop that first stitch. And then that's an issue, guys. We can fix it, but you don't want to have to mess with that on a color change. Fixing a drop stitch on a color change is not the easiest. So, so anyways, I hold on to all three of those and I crank, and you can hear it. It sounds really kind of tight. They're all in there now. I know these are good. I'm going to go a few before I half tie it, and I'll talk about that once I get there. Do I like furry? Do I like furry? What's your reaction when one of your videos hits 1 million of views? Gita, you know what? I still am like blown away. Like I'm still blown away that's a thing, that's happened. And I've had lots of videos that are over 1 million views, and I think it's crazy. I still can't, like, I don't know. I still can't wrap my head around it. And I'm not sure. I'm grateful. I guess that's what I'd say. I'm grateful. I think it's amazing. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't have words, really. I'm just grateful. All right, can you guys hear it? It's cranking kind of hard. It's the yarn, guys. So I really wanted to use this yarn because I have had it for a while, but I also wanted to use it so y'all can see that the yarn makes a difference on how the machine works too. It's easier to crank a shiny yarn, softer yarn, than it is to crank a little bit thicker yarn. And for whatever reason, it's not liking the gray as much as it liked the green. So we'll have to watch it. I'll have to watch it and make sure it's not going to drop. Once the machine starts to struggle a little bit, you really want to listen for you'll feel it first. Not always, will you? But a lot of times you'll feel it. And what's happening is it's a little harder right here for it to drop that stitch down because it's kind of tight on there. So this is your, like, this pin right before the one that's pulling the yarn in, or after it, however you want to look at it. I don't know. I think I'm slightly dyslexic, so. But this one right here, the one right next to the one pulling, if you start to have problems, let me find my loom pick. If you start to have problems where it's hard to, like, crank, you just push that on there, like down on those two little pegs right beside there, and it'll be easier. And you can get yarn, even if it's a 4-weight yarn, where the machine just struggles with it. A lot of times it's just a color variation. Like the fibers will be a little thicker, I think, depending on the color. And sometimes you have to sit there and keep like doing this where you're just like pushing it down and pushing it down. This isn't too bad, but I'm just giving you some tips if you have trouble. You are so sweet. I want to be your friend. Aw. I want to talk to you forever. Well, you can talk to me right now. We can be friends. It's funny how it's textured thing, and it even happens. Yes, it is. It's trial and error. I'll tell you, if you don't want to struggle with yarn, if you don't want to have to like crank a little harder, and you want a good result, like 99% of the time, go get shiny soft yarn. Get Caron Simply Soft. Get Yarn Be Glowing, get Hirschner's Supreme Worsted, get the Soft Secret from Yarn Bee at Hobby Lobby. What else? I don't know what else. The Big Twist Shine. All of those are going to do way, way better. Another one that does really well is Heartland, is Lion Brand Heartland, which is a nice in-between. It's a nice in-between. It's not as shiny. It's not as shiny. It does have a little bit of shine to it. Oh, my little thing's coming off because I'm short. This is Heartland. It has a little shimmer. See? Little shine. Comparison again. But it feels a little thicker than like your Caron Simply Soft or your Big Twist Shine or the Yarn Bee Soft Secret. The Lion Brand Heartland makes a really freaking nice hat. I just wish they had more colors, guys. Wish they had more colors. Let me turn that a little bit. Let's see. It's so pretty. The color of the yarn. When are you live in a week? I'll be live again on Thursday. Have you tried wool? And you know what? Actually, the first time I used it, it was a wool blend. Hold on, I'll show you. This is the hat from, it's like my reverse Pokemon, I called it. This is actually Wool Ease, and it's recycled. I think it's recycled acrylic and wool. And it did really well, guys. And it feels kind of nice. Even though it has wool, it's a nice hat. I really like it. So that was my first time trying it. I wasn't sure how it would do because it's not as smooth, but it did really well. But again, it's a blend. It's not straight wool. But I think wool would do all right. I think you might be surprised at how well it would do. I'm kind of looking here for any. I want to make sure we don't have any tucks. Let me see. It looks okay. I don't think we have any. If we did, he'd get a chance to see me fix one. Let's see. Hello from Brittany France. Hello, Winnie. How are you today? I've been trying to unravel balls of yarn, which, isn't that the worst? Knotted up after Doxy. Yeah, her cat. She acts like a cat. Oh, Doxy got into my yarn. Oh, is it a dog? Doxy, your dog? Since you say it acts like a cat. That's so funny. I was going through the craft camper here. Was it yesterday? I was trying to clean up because I've got yarn everywhere, and I did wind a bunch of yarn into cakes, and yeah, I had a mess. I was saying a couple curse words because I would just like unwind the yarn and it would get all tangled in on itself. Hello, Fatma. Hello, how are you? Hello, Lisa. The machine sounds more cranky. Yes, it does. This is the thing. I really wanted to use it so you guys would realize, because I'm always using the really soft yarn through the machine. And you can hear it. It's not loving this yarn too much. It's not loving it, but it's working. Reverse Pokemon Facebook, yeah. Gospel Truth. Hello, the Gospel Truth. I love the yoga in the background. Oh, the Yoda. The Yoda in the background. Yeah, I like him too. Suzanne, the Gospel Truth is Suzanne. Everybody say hi, Suzanne. And let's see, we have Chrissy. Hey, Chrissy, how are you doing? Thank you. Thank you for coming in, stopping by. I'm looking here because I guess it's all right. I don't see any tucks. I have a little bit of tension, like, I don't want to say, like, I don't know what to call it, where I can kind of see the tension's a little messed up. Oh, we have Christine in the house. Newbie crocheter. This is my first time. Oh, well, hello. Welcome, Christine. I'm glad you're here. I'm actually a fairly new crocheter too. Like, I just learned to crochet not that long ago. Not that long ago. Can you guys see this here? I've got a little bit. I think it'll be fine when I stretch it. But there's a little bit of ripple. And it makes me suspect that I might have a tuck stitch. I can't tell. I don't think it is though. I don't think it's a tuck stitch anywhere. I don't think so. I think it's just a little off tension. That's the first thing I look for. Well, the first thing I look for is like looking at my little pegs and seeing if it's missing yarn. But if you have tension that's all like wonky, there's a good chance you have a tuck stitch. Hello everyone, I'm new, so if you want to be friends, Anna Bear 123 says if you want to be friends, hang with her. Yeah, aren't they cool? They are satisfying. When I can keep it going. When I talk, I can't crank because I can't talk and crank. So do a live where you talk and crank, Cheri. Yeah. Makes sense, right? Where did you get the machine and how? Hold on, let me see. Where did I get the machine? And do you need different ones for doing hats for animals? Hats and animals. Okay. Yes, Judy, what would be pretty is make a Christmas blanket. Oh, that's a good idea. A Christmas blanket would be cool. Or like for your tree, like a tree skirt. Oh, that would be kind of cool. I will tell you, for hats, I always recommend the either the Centro or the Loombot 48 because I like the size hat. And actually, after we get done making this hat, I'm going to pull down my Addy, which is a 46 pin, more expensive than either one of those. It's considered like the Cadillac of the knitting machines. And I'm going to show the size difference, guys. I'm going to show the difference. But if you want to make stuffed animals, you want to get a 22 as well. So like a bigger machine, either a 48 or a 46 pin and a 22. Most of the patterns are going to use a 22 as well. I really suggest getting the Addy 22 versus the Centro. You could get the Centro, but it's not as good of a machine. And the smaller machines are more finicky. Even the Addy one is. Hang that back up, sorry. I got to make sure I don't wheel on my yarn here because I got some on the floor. Hello, Magic Lantern. Aw, thank you. Boy, it's really cranking hard, guys. If I go a little faster, you'll find it usually does a little better. My arm's gonna be tired today, guys. Be able to do one-on-one video chats with me to help me out. And that, who is that? Is that, I don't know. It starts with a K. I can't read because I'm blonde. Is it Caitlin? You know what, Caitlin? I am thinking about offering that soon here because I've had so many suggestions. So that might be something coming here soon. So stay tuned. What Caitlin asked was, can I get on like a Zoom with her? And I think I'm probably going to start offering that as something that I do. Maybe for a nominal fee or something, because there are a lot of people that just need a little help in, you know, maybe this type of setting. You need to be able to do it on your machine while I'm telling you what to do. So we'll see. I haven't decided exactly if I should do that yet or not, but because my time is kind of limited, but maybe, because I think it would be helpful. Very helpful. I've learned a lot today. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Let's see. Is it LaJoya? LaJoya. I love that. LaJoya Pamela Cookies 22. How many years have you started the lovely knitting? I've only been doing this just a little. It was November of last year when I started. Like end of October, beginning of November. So only a year. Magic Lantern, do you recommend to buy? Like which machine? Is that what you're asking? Wait, it's cranking hard, guys. We're giving the Loombot a workout. If you want to make hats, Magic Lantern, I would get a 48 pin. When will we see your family on video? Please answer. Gita! They're all like, yeah, they're not in the craft camper with me. Sometimes you get little glimpses of my husband when we're doing our Friday hat videos. You can see them. And some of the kids will help me occasionally, but they're generally not on the lives. They're like, they don't want to do it. They're not. They're like, mom's doing her thing again. But I should have little glimpses. What I should do is let you guys like have a little voyeuristic view into my life and what it's like. Because we homeschool it and it gets a little crazy. Oh, is it Polo? Palo? I'm your very fan. Well, thank you for being my very fan. I appreciate that. It's working hard. It's working hard for its money. Hello, JD Parker Robinson made 3 hats this weekend. Ian made 1 too. Oh, I love that. You'll have to tell the kids I said hello and I miss them. I miss all of your family, but yeah, that's so cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. Debbie Myers, hey, glad to see you too. Glad you're here. All right. Let's pull some more off because I didn't wind it. I should have wound it, but I didn't. Okay. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Is it really? It's loud, isn't it, guys? You almost need an on-screen co-host just to watch comments so you can watch your stitches without missing comments. Yeah, I agree. That's probably true. I do. Well, that's really sad that I have to leave the live because my mobile battery is only 3%. Oh, well, thanks, Gita, for being here. Stop by again sometime soon. I'll be live again on Thursday for coffee and chat, and we just hang out and talk then. Anna Bear, how long will it take? Let's see, we're about 75 rows in, so we're about halfway there. For this one, it depends on how much I talk. How many turns, Paulina? I can't see what it says. I'm gonna do 135 on this hat. Normally I do 130 for softer yarns, but this is a little thicker yarn. I probably could do 140, but I'm gonna do 135. For a larger hat, how many rows? If you have a big head and you're doing like a thicker yarn, I would do probably 140, 145 with this kind of yarn that I'm using today. With this yarn, like a softer, like a Heartland, the shiny type yarns, you could probably just do 130, 135 and it fits a bigger head because it's more stretchy. Ow, hit my elbow. Oh, Gospel Truth asked about the Yoda pattern. This is, I think it's Salvbot on YouTube. She has a free video for a 22 pin. You know what? I'll make a little thing up. I don't know if I'll get to it this week, but for the little recipe for this guy, I just upped all the sizes. I used her video on how to make it, but I upped all the row counts for the 48 pin machine. So you can make this Yoda without having two machines. You can do it all on a 48 pin machine or a 46 pin. But I'll have to get I'll get in my stuff and I'll make a little card and I'll post it in the community tab. I'll have to make a reminder to myself to do that. But yes, I'll do that. All right. Gospel Truth, hey, I believe in Jesus. You know what? I do as well. The knitting machine is not too loud. It's very ASMR, is it? Yeah, I'm crocheting. Does the counter on the machine keep you on track? It does. It does. I have noticed the more I've been using my Loombot, it's starting to get like in between, like it doesn't click up exactly in line, but it's still fine. It's still counting okay, but it's like in between, if that makes sense. Like the numbers aren't fully engaging. So I'm keeping an eye on it to see, because I know like counters with the less expensive machines have a tendency to break. So far I haven't had one break, so now that I said that, I probably will. Winnie said, I made the Sitting Angel pattern last month and love it. Oh, yay. I'm so glad my daughter also made it as well as part of her Christmas decor. Thank you for the pattern. You are so welcome. And what Winnie's talking about is I have a free tutorial on how to make these little Sitting Angels on a 22 pin machine. They're so cute, guys. And you can do them all different colors. I've seen people do lots of variations with them. And then on the community tab, let me show you really quick. I have the like recipe to use that same style to put together. You can watch the angel one. You can make these little dudes, or you can make them a little whatever. You can do whatever colors you want. But it reminds me of like the willow tree kind of thing. So yeah. So you can do that. It's totally free. It's on my YouTube channel. All right. Now I'm looking here. I'm kind of wondering if I need to go to 140 because it's knitting up so tight, but I'm holding it kind of tight. No, I think I'm going to do 135. We'll do 135. I usually gauge how many rows I'm going to do by 75. It should be close to my board down here. And if it's not, I usually add more rows. And so I don't know that you all can see that, but I'm kind of far away from my board and I'm at 84 rows. So I'm thinking 5 more will be all right, but I probably could add 10 more than what I normally do. I could probably do 140 and it'd be totally fine. So Minnie says that her counter or their counter stopped working. Yeah, it's a common problem, I think. Yeah, do that, Crystal. Boy, it's cranking hard, guys. It does not like this gray at all. It's not liking it. It does not like it. a little knot. Got a little knot. I gotta get it undone. Can you guys hear? They're like, we have leaves like everywhere. We live in the woods. And we live in the woods. And all the people around us, they're not real close, but they're kind of close. They collect their wheat leaves out of the woods. So they're blowing leaves out of the woods. I don't know. We need to do our yard still, but we live in the woods. So I don't know if you can hear that. So maybe you get that I'm kind of like, I don't understand why you clear the leaves out of the woods. But people do it, I guess. And maybe if you do it, I don't want to offend you. But I think it's a little crazy. We live in the woods, and they're cleaning the leaves out of the woods. Okay, I'm going to roll this up. You can see this is like really stiff yarn. See how stiff that is? We're going to roll it. We're going to roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it. Okay. And you will get, if you stay on, I mean, if you have things to do, you don't have to hang out with me this whole time. But if you stay on, after I get this one done, I'm going to go to the Addy 46, and you can see the comparison of how it cranks. So you can see I'm kind of working. It's kind of cranking kind of hard with this machine. And then we'll see how the Addy does with it. Just in comparison. And I'll do just the opposite. I think I'm going to do 25 with the gray yarn, and then I'm going to use this yarn and do 110 with that. Yeah, let me get this. It's really tight. I could probably loosen my tension, but... And I do a really tight tension, which doesn't make it easier on myself. Oh, I live in the woods. Oh, the woods could make a great photo shoot background. Yes, they can. And I have the beach too. It's, yeah, it's like, it's really nice. I have like the best of both. Somebody has, hola, hello, how are you? Is it Maria? I believe it is. How do you know when to stop? Once I get to 135 rows, I'll stop. Hello, Stephanie. So the Addy makes a smaller hat because of the less pins. Yes. How do you determine what you use? I generally don't make hats on the Addy. But since I'm doing them for, these are for giveaway, you know, for donation. I generally always do them on the 48 just so there's not an issue with fit. But I wanted to show y'all the difference. So I was going to do it so you could see the difference in size. Because there is a difference in the size. Because I get that question all the time. Because a lot of times a lot of people, if you're new to circular knitting, you're going to read the reviews and they're going to say, don't get a Central 48 because it's a piece of crap. And they're going to say, you know, maybe even the Loombot, don't do it, don't waste your money. Mine broke, whatever. And there are people that have had issue with theirs, but most of the time it's because we're putting, like right now, if I was using this yarn all the time, it's going to wear my machine out quicker because it's harder for it. But I use a lot of softer yarns most of the time when making hats, so that my machine isn't working as hard. But I will tell you, the Addy's a lot more expensive, and I just don't like the size fit. So, the fit of the hat. But I do like it. I use it a lot for my stuffed animals, for the bodies. Or if I have a yarn I know I don't really want to try it in these machines, because, like the Centro or the Loombot, because I know that it's more problematic. And I'll tell you too, this yarn is pretty consistent in terms of thickness, but I do still get, and you'll get this with some yarns, where it'll get a little thicker and a little thinner, and it'll crank okay for a while, and then you'll get a thick spot and it's a little bit harder to crank. And that's common, guys. That's really common, where your yarn isn't as smooth or as consistent. Guys, I ordered some ice yarn today, so I'll have to share with y'all once I get it what it's like. I just started watching this weekend and have not ordered a machine yet. I was going to, which one use? I can't read it. Yeah, we'll compare them and you can stay on and see what you think. If you have it in the budget for the Addy, and you want something that's a little bit more reliable, I can see getting it. But if you're gonna make hats and you have people with larger heads, I think the Addy can be, it can be tight. It can be tight. Sometimes they're tight on me. Ice yarn, please do share. I will. I'm excited. I've been watching like Crystal and Juan. I've been watching them a lot. Like Bag a Day Crochet and the Yarn Addict, Juan, I believe his name is. And I've seen where they've, like ice yarn is a common thing, and I've wanted to try it for a while, but I wasn't sure which ones to get. So I just ordered one kind that I think will work on the machines, and then I will share. I will share my review of what I think. Yes, the PJ Mommy. It's a little, the yarn is really inexpensive. The shipping costs a bit more because it comes right from Turkey. I believe that's where it comes from, is Turkey. But I still, price comparison to like Hobby or Hobby yarn, it's way less expensive, guys. Per skein or per ball, it's way less expensive. You just have to buy multiple at a time because that's the way, they sell it. But in the end, even though the shipping is more, it's still less. And yeah, please, PJ Mommy is telling all of you, please guys on YouTube, please behave yourselves. Like, don't be spamming the chat, please. Or we'll have to, like, get rid of you, and I don't want to have to get rid of you. I want to keep you around. So please don't spam the chat. Yeah, Crystal says the shipping really stacks, but is decently priced. Yeah, because I was kind of playing around. I only got like 8 balls of one kind of yarn, but I was playing around in my cart with more because I probably will order more later after I try it out. I wanted to see how long it takes for me to get it too. But it's not like if you go per ball or per skein, but sometimes the ball sizes are smaller too. It's still less expensive in comparison to other yarns. So I want to see how the quality is. All right, guys, we're almost there. So hang with me and we'll cast off. We got a little bit more to go. A little bit more to go. It's coming off of there pretty good. I should have wound my yarn and then I wouldn't have to keep stopping to pull this out. Somebody said, great idea to buy in bulk and get the most bang for your buck. Yeah, because of the shipping. I think it evens out or even saves you some, yeah. So I think that's probably true for sure. Got about 10 more rows to go here. Just a little bit more to go. And then we'll take it off. If I don't get it all tangled around my leg. You guys hear the machine? It's crying. It's crying. I'm getting a workout. You mentioned Hobby. Apparently they're doing a good Black Friday sale. 50% off. Oh, I have to check that out. I love the ribbon yarn for crocheting like bags. Oh, I might have to check that out. I'll bet the camper van is rocking. It is. Can you guys, it's shaking a little bit, isn't it? Can you guys see that? Yeah, because I am in the camper and it does shake. Patty, fascinating to see how much faster the cranking machine goes. I bet you are even faster when you aren't chatting. I am faster. I kind of am slow when I'm chatting. Do you have a video how I mounted the machine? Yes, not to skip all over the table. I did grab this because I've had this here. This is what you want. You want one of these. Like one of these little, I think this one might have come from Walmart. This is a 12 by 12 canvas art panel. It's called a square wood panel. And this is what I have mine mounted to. Something similar to this. See that? And then I hang them on the wall. But I use machine screws where the suction cups go in the feet. And little lock nuts or washers. And then lock nuts on the other side. Yeah, you need that. You really do. If you can mount your machine, it'll make your life 100% easier. Because what happens is otherwise you're fighting to keep it still and, you know, and then crank. And like if right now, if you're trying to use a yarn like this and you don't have your machine mounted down, guys, it's going to be so hard. You're not going to be able to do that very well. It's going to just be, if you can suction cup it down to something and it stays, that's fine. But most of the time, the suction cups, they just suck. They don't work very well. Okay, we have 2 more rows to go. 2 more rows and then I will cast off. All right, this is my last row right there. Okay, let me get my favorite needle. I think I'm gonna order some more because I keep dropping this guy and then I'm like, I lost my needle. And then I have to go searching everywhere. And then I think, well, it can't go too far because I'm not taking it out of the camper. Sometimes they do though, because if I'm like crocheting in the house, I take it out and then yeah. So I have to tell you guys a little story about what I did this weekend as I'm casting off. Okay, let me just do a couple tips for all my newbies out there though. You get your needle. You can use the plastic one that comes with the machine, but I really like the tap fuzz. That was what was up my nose, I think. That was tickling my nose here. I like the bent like tapestry. I don't know how to respond to that. My watch is talking to me. I don't know why it thinks I said whatever. But anyways, I like the bent needles, the big ones. But you hold this up and then you can just crank a couple loose. Like where the little pin goes down and releases. And you can always, when you're doing this, if you would crank more than a couple, just to safeguard from dropping stitches, you can put your finger on the one right beside it. I do not crank or suggest that you should crank all the way around to release your stitches. I know a lot of people do that, and a lot of people probably tell you to do that in their videos and things. But when you're first starting especially, it's really easy to pull your stitches off and drop your stitches, and you do not want to, you don't want to drop your stitches after you just like worked your butt off cranking out a hat, you know, or a tube or whatever. So just do them one at a time. If you release more than one, put your finger on the one beside it. Try not to pull straight up. Instead, pull like out this way. Because then you're not pulling it off the next set of pegs that are there. Okay, so let me tell you this story. I found one of the needles in the bottom of the kitchen sink. They do travel. You are right. So this weekend, my one daughter absolutely loves like reptiles, guys. Like we have a snake and fish and turtle and all the things. Well, she wanted to go to a reptile expo. Oh boy, that was an interesting thing. We came home with a spider. She has like a big spider. So if you don't like spiders, don't come visit me because we have a big spider now. She had a little one, like a tarantula. But then I'm like, well, can you hold it? She's like, no, I'm not going to hold it. And I'm like, well, what good is it? And then she's like, well, what good is a fish? You just watch it. So I guess that's, you know, whatever. I guess it's not a pet you want a pet. But that was my weekend. Plus, I went to Michael's. I don't ever get to go to Michael's because it's like an hour and a half away. Well, it's not that far. It's like an hour and 20 minutes. But we were in the big city. And I was a little disappointed. I mean, I did get some really cool yarn, and I'll talk about that later this week. And my hat, my Friday hat, is going to be just amazing with the yarn that I'm using. And it's loops and threads because I wanted to try it out because now I might order some. But they didn't have much yarn. How is everyone's Michael's stores by you? Because the one I went to, it didn't have, it had like one, let's see, it would be like 2.5 rows of yarn, and that's it. But I guess my Hobby Lobby, that's all my Hobby Lobby has close to me. But it seemed like, no, no, yeah, it has 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I don't know. But it didn't have a huge selection. Not a huge selection. But I did get some of the yarn that I wanted to get for a while and try. But since I'm not close to a Michael's, I was able to. Yeah, Kara only goes to Joann's. That's my Joann is my go-to for most things. My Michael's is usually decent stocked, but my Joann's has a lot more. That's it for me. Like, I can tell you, my Joann's has way more than this Michael's store I went to, which is kind of sad. I'm like, what? I got there, I was so excited. I'm like, I can't wait to go find the yarn. I was skipping down the aisles. My husband thinks I'm crazy. And I set myself a limit of $50. And I spent $50.01 on yarn. So, and I did use my coupon, but I will have to share with y'all. Okay, so we got that off. I am going to take my machine off my stand so I can use my stand, and then we'll have to hook it back up again, guys. So, Joann's is nice. We can stack coupons, which is something. Yes. You know what? I didn't hook that yarn, Crystal. I didn't know that for the longest time that you could stack them. And then they finally just started doing that for me. I had someone tell me I couldn't do that. So I just never asked. And then now I have, hold on. Let me put this down. Let me put it behind me. I'll just have to remind me that it's behind me, guys. Let me take my little clamps down, and we'll have to clamp it back up once I, hold on, there we go, once I get done. Okay, we have like 5 or 6, oh, you do, in Houston, Brenda has like 5 or 6 rows. That's crazy. Okay, when you take it off, look at this. Oh, what does that look like? That looks not good, right? See, look at how absolutely awful that is, right? Okay, so we're gonna fix it up so it doesn't look like that. Anna Bear says I'm in Florida. So we stretch it. We stretch. Somebody says the clamp. Yeah, the clamps. The clamps are what saves my life. I really wish they weren't like doing the leaves right now. I think I have a wood under my fingernail. Okay, so you want to set your stitches, right? We're setting. We're doing all the stretches. And this is definitely, you can see now. See, look at the difference from when I took it off, guys. Isn't that crazy? So now I have to knot my color change. So we have to do that. So I do not knot them on the machine because see, after I set it, see my slack in there. So I pull that up, I get my slack out, I check it on the other side so it's nice and neat, and I straighten it out. Before I knot it, I never knot, I don't knot. See, and right there it is. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? If you can't, I did a good job. I can kind of see it. Okay, so I never knot my color changes on the machine. I don't. And you don't want to knot it so much that it's cinching up your row, because it'll pucker and that'll look kind of weird. Okay, so there we go. I'm just doing 2. And we'll trim those off. And then this is going to be the outside of my hat. And you can see as you do stuff with this hat, or with this yarn, see how it has a memory? See that? I have a tube. Hold on. I have another tube that I haven't put together. I was going to do that before we started, but then I thought I better jump right in because I know how much I talk. This is Hirschner's, very similar. So first off, let me show you the difference here. This is Hirschner's Supreme Worsted. See how it shines? It has a little shimmer. I don't know if you can see that. See the shimmer? This is very soft yarn. This is 130 rows. 130 rows on the 48 pin. This is 135 rows. This is 135. 5 more rows on this one. See how it knits up so differently? People ask me all the time, how many rows do you do? And I tell them 130 rows. and then they say it's too small. So every yarn will knit up differently. And if you use a shiny soft yarn, it's going to knit a lot longer than if you use a stiffer acrylic yarn. Okay. And I can stretch this out a little bit more, but see the difference? Okay. Those are both done on the 48 pin. All right. So now we gotta cinch her up. I want to cinch her up so you can see it. And then I'll pull down the 46 and we'll make another one. Yeah, huge difference, Cynthia, isn't it? Huge difference. So this is the thing. Everybody on the groups will say, well, how many rows? How many rows? How many rows? Well, it really depends on your yarn. It depends on your yarn. If it's stiffer yarn, it's going to be smaller. Like I probably should have done 140 rows on this, but I'm going to donate it and I think it'll fit somebody and it'll stretch because this yarn does stretch. So now, right now I'm cinching. And I want to be kind of careful because this yarn is a little stiffer and I don't know it really well. So if I'm not careful, it might snap. I had that happen to me just last night, actually, when I was cinching, because I get a little carried away when I do the cinchy, and you got to make sure you tuck the puck. You don't want it all puckery here, so you tuck your puck. And then we get that side cinched, and then we're going to cinch the other side. So it'll roll like that, and this is what I mean. You want to tuck your pucker. You can leave your finger in there like that and pull it. It really helps. I feel like I got a mosquito bite on my elbow. I might. It's warmer today, guys. I know that's a random. It's like 54. Oh, make a blanket for a baby with the 22 pin. All the tubes are ready. Now I just have to put together. Oh, you're scared. Are you doing mattress? You're going to do the mattress stitch? To put it together. Oh, that I need to make a baby blanket. I want to do a baby blanket. I need to. That's my next big project. Is it Nikita? Nikita 86. What kind of yarn did you use for your baby blanket? I cannot decide for the life of me what I should use, guys. I need to make a blanket for my daughter for her little girl that she is going to have in March. My granddaughter! I can't. That's so crazy for me to say that. My granddaughter. That is so crazy. This is really not cinching very well. That's another thing you'll find is with stiffer yarns, it doesn't want to cinch as well. And you can stitch it closed then. And I might have to do a couple little stitches in here because I don't want to pull too much and then it break on me. There we go. That's pretty good. Okay. Okay. I think I am going to put a palm on this. Did you hear that? Maybe I'm going to put a palm on this. Maybe. Okay, so I'm going to tuck this one, which I probably could trim it. I'm going to stitch around the opening just a little bit to cinch it up a little bit more because it's just a little open. See that? It would be okay with a palm, but if somebody doesn't want a palm or they want to remove the palm, I don't want there to be a hole in the top of the hat. I want it to be closed. Okay. So we're gonna use this color to do that because I don't want to use the gray because I don't want it to show. Patty says definitely a palm. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about too. I wanted you guys to stick around because I told you I have this question a lot. They're like, I buy these palms on Amazon and then they look like bleep, like that. See that? Okay. See how like you can do this and you can shake it out, but it's still going to look like not great. Go get your hair dryer. Get your hair dryer and you hold on to it and I just hair dry it on a hot setting until it puffs up and it'll make it look really nice. I promise you. Finally got to watch live again. Oh, West Michigan, Tracy. Hello, my neighbor friend. Don't know where you're at in West Michigan, but I already fluffed this one. See how much better that looks? This one's still a little, but I think we're actually going to put this on there. I think I want to use this one. So we're going to do that. So yes, use your hair dryer on your pom-poms and they will make them fluffier. Hair dryer your pom-poms. And I think they, well, I guess the palms I just got didn't say to do that. So not all of them tell you to use a hair dryer. But I have, that's where it said the very first set I got, I thought said that. So that's where I learned how, because it told me to. It said, for a successful palm, no, I don't know if that's what it said. For a successful fluffy palm, use a hairdryer. And I know people are going to ask me, have you made palms? Why don't you make your palms? Why do you buy your palms? Cheri, what's wrong with you? That's what you're going to say. What's wrong with you, woman? I don't have time. Well, I do have time, but I tried making some. I bought the, can't get that in there. That's the mail. I think they're dropping something off. My mail lady's going to be on the live here, guys. I think, maybe. Yeah. Y'all get to see my mail lady. Say hi to my mail lady. There she goes. Can you see her? Right there. That's my mail lady. She's dropping off a package. It's not for me. It's probably for one of my kids. But anyways, I bought the sorry, got an itchy face. I bought the fabric, or gosh, I can't talk, people. I don't know what my problem is. The fur fabric, and it just doesn't look as good. It doesn't look as good as what you can buy. And plus I need some better like fluff. I need some better fluff. Bye bye, mail lady. Yeah. Say no yarn yet. I know it's not yarn. Otherwise I'd be like, come here, bring it to me now, and we'll do it live. We'll open the box. All right, so now I'm just going to tie it on the inside. I cinched it a little bit on the outside. I'm going to tie it a couple more times on the inside. Sorry, it's taken me forever, because I take forever, because that's just the way it goes. It's just the way it goes. So goes. So now I'm going to just put these two little dudes, little thingy things, pull this apart, and I'm going to tuck my tails in between the two layers, making sure not to get exposure on the outside. I think it's okay. And then I cut that off, throw it in my pile, pull that apart. All right, it's definitely stiff, but I think it'll make a nice, this would be a nice, very warm hat. But see the shape, watch this. It keeps whatever shape you do. So if you have a yarn, it's very similar to, let me get a button. It's similar to Red Heart in that it's stiff. But it's just a little softer than Red Heart. Oh, I don't want that. I need a crochet hook, peoples. Let me find a crochet hook. Do you know where a crochet hook is? All my good ones are in the house, so I have to use, these are the ones that come with the machine. Okay, so I'm going to go in my hole in the center and come out the top, trying not to snag my tail that I just put down in there, which has happened to me. And then we're going to put this palm on. So I'm using my crochet hook, pull it through. I'm going to try this on so y'all can see. And I know I'm giving it away and it's going to get my dirty head on it. Hopefully somebody else won't mind. But I just want you guys to see. Okay, so see, there's the buttons that I use that are so controversial that everybody gets their panties in a bunch about. That I gotta tell you, that's the reason. Whoever asked about the million view videos, that button right there is the reason why, guys. Because it aggravates people, and then the algorithm doesn't know that. Oh, we need to put a tag on it too. Let me do that too. So here is the hat, guys. See, it sits up by itself. Let me put a tag on it. I want to do that before I try it on here, so you can see. Because the other thing is too, I want you to see. I gotta order more of these, and I think I can't get them because you guys bought them all. I'm almost out of my little Chicago screw things. Almost out of them. See, this is more beanie size than like, you know, what do I want to say? Like slouchy hat. This is more beanie size. I gotta make sure this is up enough because what's gonna happen is it's gonna stretch when you put it on your head. It's gonna stretch. All right. Okay, if I can screw it on, there, I think it's on good enough. All right. Okay, so I'm going to try this on so you can see it. And it will be a little tight on my head, guys. And more rows is going to give you longer hat, bigger, better fit. Okay, so this is a 48, 135 rows. And it's snug. Can you see? But it's nice. See? But it's snug. See? Snug. Can you see it? It's a nice looking hat though, right? But if you want a real big brim, you're going to want to do more rows with this kind of yarn. But I think it looks good and it feels nice. But it's just down to the bottoms of my ears. So this would be more like a it would fit like a teen or an older child really well. So with a stiffer yarn. So if you have a big head, you're gonna want more rows. And then when you take it off, it's gonna be more stretched out. So you need to reshape your hat. So this is another thing for all of you who, like, if you want to use less expensive yarn and you want people, let's say you sell your hats and you want people to they want to try them on at like a show or something, just know that they will like misshapen. Where like my other hats, when I put them on and take them off, they don't do that. But anyways, I think that's a good looking hat. It's still a good looking hat. That'll be a nice hat for someone. All right. So there's hat number 1. And you can kind of see just a little bit of the tension with the memory. Okay, we're going to pull the Addy down now. We're going to pull it down. Does anybody have any questions about that? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? All right, let me get my little Addy leggy hooky thingies. All right, get a sip of water here. They get tied together and then they just stay there. What, PJ? They are inside between the layers. Just want to make sure it actually sounds nice. So in the ends isn't my fave. Let's see, I'm trying to read here. What do you do with the tails from the color change? Oh, I just snip them and stay inside. Yeah, and they should be all right. You shouldn't have any problem with that. Button video, why? Oh, they don't like the handmade with love. They think I've been called all kinds of names because of it. People don't like it. They think I'm like some liar, cheat, and thief. Like I'm telling somebody I'm making these hats with my knitting needles and these are handmade and I spent hours and hours and blah 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 blah, and they feel like I don't know, I don't get it, whatever. People have too much time on their hands, but it's been good for it has been really good for the algorithm and my reach, not gonna lie. And it's interesting. Anyway, okay, so we're gonna start with the gray. This is the Addy 46. Addy 46. Let's see. Oh, I need to go all the way back here. Became a grandma. Where did you get the machine? Oh, is it La Jolla? La Jolla? Pamela Cookie 22? Joya? I don't even know. Whatever. I'm so bad. Sorry. I apologize. The one I was just using, you can get on Amazon or on Fat Brain Toys. I do have an Amazon shop store thingy, linky, poopy, tutu, la la, in my profile. If you want to look for it. I make a few pennies off of it if you want to use that link. You don't have to. Don't listen to it. You make your... Yes. Thank you, Nikita. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You use your hands and the arm energy. No kidding. My shoulder is like, hello. Okay. So let me see if I had any questions over on the book. Where can I purchase the buttons and the little slits for the elastic? Oh, okay. I just put a video on how I do the notches. Because I put the notches in the video, or in the video. I put the notches in the video. I put the notches in the buttons. So there is I posted on Facebook, but you can always go to my YouTube page, look on my videos, and you can see how I actually notch the buttons, but you get them, I get them on Amazon. Oh, I'm attaching, someone asked when I'm attaching, let me see who that was, because I want to say your name. Blah, blah, blah. Is it oh gosh. I want to say Chorito, but I don't think that's what your name is, but something like Chorito. That's what it looks like to me. I am using a sofa table. Like you get to go under your sofa. I think there is probably a better something or other. And I've kind of researched it a little bit because this bounces a little bit, and I have to put my feet on it so it doesn't move around. But that's what it is. I got it at like Home Goods, I think. Okay, so let me zero out my counter, and we're going to do 25 of this. We're going to do the exact same count. I'm just going to start with my gray on this, and instead of starting with the color. And the Addy sounds different than the other machine, than the Loombot. You guys, I haven't used my Addy for a hat in a while. I made some kids' hats on it not that long ago. But I don't use it near as much as I do my Loombot or my Centro. Okay, make sure that's down. Let me get some slacker. JD Parker Robertson used my, I don't know what that says. Oh, Crocodile to put notches in the, oh, did that work? Oh, they weren't solid wood, but it worked great. That's a good idea, that tool. Oh, I wonder what buttons. You might have to fill me in on what buttons you used. Because that, yeah, like the Crocodile thing, that beast of a tool, I still have mine. What do you do with your leftover yarn? I put it into cakes, and I have a project that I want to do with all of you soon with some of it, but let me show you. I also, hold on, this drawer is nothing but tails, and I don't know what to do with it yet. So if you all have some suggestions, there's a few things in here that need to be pulled apart, but this is all tails, guys. These are all my tails. You got any tips on what I should do with my tails? This is a bag of tails. Yeah, see, lots of, well, yeah, here, actually, we can take, I could probably use that Ziploc bag. I don't need to, there we go. Look at all that. Those are tails. And I don't want to throw it away, but I don't know what to do with it. So, I don't know. And somebody told me I could use it for stuffing, but I don't want the colors coming through. So, and I have, on a pumpkin, I did use it inside the center. So if you have tips for me on what I should do with my tails, tell me what to do with my tails. Okay, so I want you all to listen. This has got a higher pitch tink 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 sound. But right away y'all are gonna get something here. Hold on. Let me see if you observed this or not, or if I have to tell you. That's a lot of tails. Yeah, I made a lot of stuff. Use tails for stuffing. That's what PJ Mommy said. Yeah, that's what somebody told me too. Then somebody did give me the tip of using pantyhose, like a nylon to put them in so that you can't see the color. Do you ever use elastic screwdriver adapter? I do sometimes on my Centro 48. I do not have one for my Addy because I don't want to break my Addy. But I have an electric screwdriver from the Walmarts to use on it. I do not suggest using one of these because it will probably break your machine like lots quicker. But if you need to pump out some tubes and you're not worried about it and you're careful, just be careful. But yeah, I do have one. But I don't like to promote the use of it. Because it can, if you're not careful, you can break your machine. Okay, so listen, guys. Listen for just a minute. See, it doesn't, see how it's not cranking very hard? And it's a little higher pitched, but it's not. I'll watch for tucks because this is the thing with the Addy. It cranks a lot easier with this type of yarn than the Centro or the Loombot will, or the Loombot just did. But you can get tucks and I don't feel it in the machine. It'll just happen. Where with the Loombot, I can kind of hear it when it starts to really struggle. And then with this, I can't feel that struggle because the machine just does a better job because it's a better made machine. So the thing is, if you are someone, and I'm going to say this, I usually always tell people to get the 48 because of the size, but If you are someone who really has trouble, like with your arm or your shoulder or your wrist, then I would probably say save your money and get the Addy and just use softer yarns, do a looser tension for a better fit. It is noisier, definitely is noisier, but it's not as hard to crank it. So I think for someone who has like any kind of deficit, it might be a better machine. But on the other hand, I think I've said before, if you're a crafter, as most of us are, don't, I'll save you some money. Try the 48 pin. And if you really, really like it, then save up for the Addy or have somebody gift it to you. Because a lot of us in the crafting world, myself included, we like to try stuff and then we don't necessarily like it and we spend a lot of money because we want all the best stuff. And I just want you to know it's for you before you go like spending a lot of money. You know what I mean? So I'm just looking out for you. Somebody said my daughter something. My daughter and I have made 310 hats without a screwdriver or a drill on 2 machines. Central 48. Okay, how many rows, Deborah, do you normally do? Really quick, do you know? How many rows do you normally do on your hats? I want to know. We'll see what she says. Deborah, how many rows do you normally do? Patty says, what's the measurement between the pins on each machine? That's like needle size if you use hand knit. I can tell you. Let me see. Hold on. Let me tell you. While I'm waiting for Deborah, so I can do a little math. I thought my tape measure was in my... I do not see. Oh, here it is. I'm hoping Deborah will tell me. Okay, just as a little thing here. Okay, what did she say? 310 hats. So, for instance, if she does 130 rows, and I think it's like, did I say it's 13? I think it's 13. I think 13 takes 13 cranks for 1 row. So 1690 times, 1690 times 310. That means they cranked, if she did 130 rows, that means they cranked 523,900 times. That's a lot of times, guys. Okay, so this one, pin to pin, is 10 inches. And my Loombot, or needle to needle, is 11 inches. So it's 1 more inch. So the two pins or 2 more needles on the 48 gives you another inch. Yeah, this definitely cranks a lot better on this machine, for sure. For sure. Will the Adler electric knitting machine adapt? I do think they have. I think, is it Adler? I think that's how you say it. I don't know. So with fibromyalgia, that's a good idea. Like the electric, I do think they have one for that Addy. I believe that they do. And Deborah is still cranking. That's awesome. That's awesome. Loombot versus Centro. Stephanie, I like the Loombot better, but I will tell you that we had someone in our crank knit community that ordered from Fat Brain Toys, the Loombot, the teal and white one that I just used, and she got a pink and white Centro 48. So what that tells me is they were out, or somebody was out of the teal and white one, and they sent her the pink and white one. So I think they're the same machine. I just think that my Loombot does crank better than my Centro 48, but it's newer. So I think they're probably the same. I do like the teal and white one a little bit better for color, but I think they're the same. Hello, Tracy in the UK. I don't know. And then we have Gabby in Mexico. Gabby, I like that name, Gabby. Haley, I like Gabby. I like that name. For like my granddaughter. That would be a nice name. I don't know what she would think about it. Stephanie, thanks for trying to figure out what to buy. Hopefully that is helpful. Hopefully. I like Gabby. Oh, I wonder what she thinks of Gabby. Yes, but it's awfully loud. I took my Adler. Oh, the Adler. Or is it Adler? Adler? I don't know. I can't pronounce things. I thought about ordering the Jam It just because I want to say it. I want to say I'm using my Jam It today, but everybody says they're garbage. But then I know everybody says the Central 48 is garbage, and I like mine. So it might be what you're trying to use in it. So I've thought about, because then I could set that baby up and just, I can get them all cranking, and then I can donate more hats. Because I will tell you, I can't make enough hats to donate for all those that need hats. I can't make enough. So it'd be nice to make more. I think, do I see kids walking around out there? I think I see my kids walking around out there. Could I make dog jumpers using, I think you could, Tracy. I think you could make dog jumpers. Like a sweater. Okay. So you can see, oh, and you can hear it. Hear it getting a little more clingier. So I gotta watch. I just gotta watch. Make sure it's not tucking. Because tucks on this machine are a pain in the to fix. There we go. Because they are. Somebody had asked me that or mentioned to me before the live in something else that it's a pain in the, can I say cuss words? Maybe I shouldn't. I don't want to get in trouble. It is true. It's hard to fix the tucks or the drops on this machine because of this guy right here. It's a lot easier to fix those things on the Central or the Loombot. I received my Loombot to say counter not working, but I have an extra counter, no worries. And I'm in the Jennison area. I know where that's at, Tracy. I know where that is. Oh, that stinks. You sure you don't want to send it back? See, my counter on my Loombot's starting to get a little wonky. It's like stopping in between. I'll let y'all know if it breaks too. PJ, do they? I never knew that. They have an extra, I don't know. Somebody said Jam It makes the, oh, Jam It does make the Centros. PJ Mommy says. I think, oh, they do? Well, then I need to get a Jam It. Jam It. I need to get one. Okay. So ooh, I'm gonna watch. I got something stuck in it right here too. See how much easier it cranks though? Kind of does. But if you want to stay till the end, I'm going to try this one on too. I want you to see the difference, okay? All right, so we're at our 25. So I'm going to stop there. I'm going to get a tail. Whoops! Whoopsie. Ah, what fell? I don't know what it was. I don't think it was my needle though, so I don't worry. I'll pick it up later, whatever it was. Okay, we're going to drop that guy in. Now we're going to go to our, let me get this, I keep getting stuck on everything. Let me get that yarn out of there. I'll throw it up there. There we go. Now we're going to use, let's see what color this one's called. This one is called, this is made in Turkey. It's called Brick. It's worsted 8. And you get a heck of a hunkin' lot of it. I haven't used any of this color yet. So, okay. Let me drop this in, and then we will do 110 more rows. So it's the same as the other. So the same thing, I go right beside each other, drop it in my guide, and then I hold on. Now there's no tension guide on the Addy. You can buy them aftermarket, but they kind of go over your counter. I think you can get clear ones though. Let me get this out of there. Here we go. Let's see, I guess I should watch and make sure it's doing okay. Does anyone know where I can find the Yoda pattern? I'm one in the background. I think he's great. You know what I can do really quickly? Hold on. I have to tell you what the hold on. I have to give you the row counts, which I don't have them right offhand, but for the 22, hold on. I'm gonna give you, if I can find it. Where's it at? Hold on. There it is. Okay, let me get into here, and I will share, copy the link. This is the video of what I watched. Can I respond to you, Nikita? I don't know that I can. I'm going to post it in here. This is for, someone asked about the Yoda. This is the video. I'm going to post it in the chat. I think I can post a link. Can I post a link in here? I can. There's the link to the video that I watched on how to construct it, but I didn't use the same row counts because in her video she uses the like a little machine, one of these, to make it. So you can make little Yodas, or aliens she calls them. I gotta turn my heat down, guys. I'm baking a little bit. It's warm outside. So I will, can you send me a message? I can't, this is the thing that stinks about the YouTube lives. After it's over, I cannot message you directly. But if you send me a message, I think you can do that. I will send you the counts, or I will make a card. Can I do this? Hey Siri, set a reminder to put the Yoda row count on YouTube. I'm not sure it worked. I think it worked. Okay, there we go. All right, and I'll do in the community. So look in the community tab, and I will post the row count for a 48 pin machine. All right. So now I'm going to half tie my color change, just half tie. I do not knot on the machine. I do not knot. Hook that yarn says, yeah, 60. See, it's a little warm here, actually. It is 54, which is a little warmer than it's been. Whoopsie, I got out of my stuff here. I got out of my stuff. H says, what's the price of the hat? I don't sell my hats, I donate them. I donate my hats. Okay, yeah, do that. Nikita 86, yep, do that, please. I will get that for you. Just bug me. This will go a little bit faster for me because it's just easier to crank. Hello, Kay in Texas. How are you? How's everybody over there on Facebook? I might have missed. Did I miss a question? I don't know. Tracy, Sarah Miller's worth a try, isn't it? Have you the link for Pinterest? I don't know what that was. I missed that. I'm sorry. Sorry, I missed whatever that was. On Facebook in the group. Yeah, Debbie, I'll do that. Well, Debbie asked if I can post it, the row count in the Facebook group as well. I will definitely do that. Okay, doing good. Fixed my Addy King. Kay, was your Addy King messed up? Was it messed up? I broke a needle on my 22 last week on my coffee and chat. I was demonstrating how to cast on, and I showed how not to cast on. Hello, Kim in Ontario, Canada. Oh, the counter quit working. Do you have a digital counter, Kay, or do you have the little crankety crank one? Marcy plants flowers. I love that. Marcy plants flowers in Western North Carolina. Hello to you. For those of you who are hopping on, I'm just working on cranking out a hat, and I'm showing the difference between like the Limbot, the 48 pin, and the Addy 46 pin. Tracy says, is it difficult to learn? Tracy, no, it is not. If I can do it, you can do it. Kay in Louisiana, going to order my first machine today. Awesome. Love that. And for any of you who are not in the Crank Knit community on Facebook, make sure you join. Get over there. We just, and I haven't posted yet, but we just hit like 5,000 members in there, and we haven't been around very long. We're a fairly new group. Awesome people, very supportive. It's a great place for someone who is newer too, because everybody is so good at sharing and helping and all of the things. The Addy does not. The Centro. I'm not sure about the Loomba. What's that? What am I making? Am I not, like, am I on something? It's like really tilty. Yeah, all I need. Oh, so you have the digital, Kay. Because I know they used to have the digital, and now they don't. Yeah, Debbie, it's not. It does. This is what I wanted to show. It does better with these thicker yarns. Like this is not, it's not a heavier weight, but it's thicker. Then you know how 4-weights sometimes are thinner, like the soft silky yarns, like the Karen Simply Soft. This is a 4-weight and it's a little bit more acrylic-y, more like your, you know, more like Big Twist Value or even close to like a Red Heart, but a little softer. I know you've probably been asked a million times, but I got it. How long does it take you to make one complete hat? If I'm not talking, usually about a half an hour. Usually takes me about 30 minutes. So 30, it depends. And if I have a lot of color changes, if I do something like this, where I have a lot of color changes, like the stripes, then it takes me a bit longer. So that'll take me just a little bit longer because I have to do all the color changes. But so half an hour, 45 minutes, somewhere in there. But if I'm talking, it takes me an hour, probably. Oh, thank you. Thank you, the PJ Mommy, for sharing the link. I appreciate you. And I do have to approve you, and I'll make sure to do that after I get off the live. I'll go in and approve any of you who asked to join. I think I have one of my hairs in there. The Loombot sounds like it was struggling. It was, Debbie. It was struggling. Yeah, it definitely was compared to this. This is the reason why, and I'm not trying to tell everybody to go get an Addy. That's not what I'm doing. Because I don't use it for hats usually. I don't, and I won't necessarily in the future. Could I do them a little easier on the Addy? Absolutely I could. And that makes, you're like, well, Cheri, why would you not do that? Well, I'm going to show you when I take this off as to why. Because I really like the fit better. I like the fit better of the 48, even though it's easier to knit on this machine. With, well, I won't say it's not always easier because sometimes it will struggle with certain yarns. I do have issues with, I love this yarn, certain colors on this machine. This is what Cheri wanted to show. The Loombot sound like you're struggling. This heart is in the way. I can't read it. What do you normally use the Addy for? I normally use the Addy for my stuffed animals. And I will tell you, if I'm going to do, like I'm going to do a blanket, that's going to happen. I would do the blanket probably on this machine. Just because it's a little easier to crank. And if I'm going to be cranking out a lot, I probably would use this machine for it. Just because if I'm doing a super long tube, yeah, it just, I know that I can have a little bit more variation in yarn choices for this machine. But the reason why I don't usually tell everybody to go get one of these is because mine hangs up there most of the time. I use it for bodies for my stuffed animals. But that's really what I mainly use it for. And I do, like, I'm going to announce some things next week. Next week, guys, is when I do the giveaway, too. The Loombot giveaway. So make sure that you have commented on that 100K birthday giveaway video on YouTube. I posted the video. I shared it on Facebook and in our group. But make sure you go and comment that you have a comment on that video. Because if you don't, you won't get entered to win. And it is open to everybody. So I might shoot myself in the foot when I have to ship it all the way to who knows where, but that's okay. I don't care. I want to thank all of you for your support, and I think it's a fun thing to do. But again, too, if you're new to the channel, just know that I've had some spammers trying to like infiltrate on my social media pages, and they're like trying to copy me, and I'm constantly battling that, or I have been. Like this weekend I had Facebook. There was a Hoop and Home sales page that was made, and that was not me. Just be forewarned that those people are out there, and if it looks suspicious, it probably is. Oh, I have a question for all of you that doesn't pertain. Is this only used for hats, Shannon? Actually, no. You can use it to make stuffed animals. Like I was just saying, the bodies of these stuffed animals were actually made on the 46 here on the Addy. So I use it for the bodies. I use my Addy 40 or 22 for the arms and legs, and you can also make like the stuffed animals like this on there too. And you can do, I didn't do these. I did this one on the 48 on my Loombot, but this was something, and I do have a video. I show little glimpses of, this is Erin Makes Designs' new flower pattern. It's like the mini version of her big daisy pattern. You can do that on the machines too. Or pumpkin. Sorry, I keep like, whatever, sorry. Burping. Not nice. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Crystal. I linked the 100K video, your Facebook, in both places. Oh, you liked it? All right, perfect. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, just make sure you comment on it, because if you don't comment, I'd like it if you would subscribe to the YouTube channel too, but you don't have to get entered. That's just I'll love you for it forever and ever and ever. And the other thing I ask is that you watch the videos. Like, get in there and watch videos. That would be great. That helps support my channel by you just watching. So if you can do that, that's great. But to get entered for the giveaway, you do not have to. It's not required. Mr. Ayo Oshia, what I don't know. Is it? I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you. Thank you. Is oh gosh, guys. Like I homeschool and I can't even pronounce names. Yeah, so. I'm sorry. Yes, please forgive me. I'll just call you Mr. I. Yeah, please forgive me, because I don't mean it, I promise. I'm not trying to be mean. I just can't. Sometimes I can't. My brain just doesn't work like that. I make a wool hat. How many centimeters corresponds to 130? It depends. Claudia, it depends. I showed earlier in the video like what 130 rows with a soft yarn looks like versus one that's a little bit thicker. They said it's a Dutch name. I like that. Okay. I will tell you for weight, I should do this here. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it now. I'll do it when the tube's done. I think it's about 100 grams. Hi, Lori. How are you? Thank you for hopping on. I had my mother-in-law got me, guys, this little doodad here. She got it from, it's like a food scale, and it has grams on it, and I use it for stuffing, and like when I'm stuffing things, and you can use it for yarn too. It works really well. Like I can figure out like how many grams are in like a ball or a skein, and I can see how much I have left or how much I've used. And as long as I have, you know, a good amount, like it's really helped me. It's a very nice tool to have. I recently stumbled upon your reels and I'm hooked. Oh, I love that, Bonnie. I can't wait to get the circular knitting machine to get started making. Oh, awesome, Bonnie. Make sure you're in the group too if you're not already. The Crank Knit community on Facebook there. Make sure you join if you're not already in there. It's for our community. It's like the Crank Knit community. I call it crank knitting because you're cranking. I know it's a little silly, but I like it. I think it's cute. I don't know what that is, Marlene. Sorry. After on the Facebook, I can go back and I can comment. I'll try. Sometimes I've said, I'll go back and I'll answer all your questions. And then I have like 400 comments. So sometimes I try. I lay in bed at night and I try to answer as many questions as I can. All right. So I'm hoping we can get this one done and then I can show you the difference. Yes. We're getting there. We're almost there. What's that thing you just go make? Oh, you can. You know what, guys? I haven't shown this before, but I really want to show it. Sorry, I'm getting so like I keep talking about everything. It's a little wrinkly, but this is a sweater that I made, guys. This is a sweater, and I used my Centro 48 to make it, and it's very nice. 4 panels. Got stuff on it. 4 panels and 2 tubes for the arms. And this is before I really knew how to crochet. Now I would do lots of different things. And like my mattress stitch join turned out really well. If you could see that. I don't know if you can see that. It turned out really well. But I do different, I think I would do panels for the sleeves, but I love how it turned out. So you can do clothes too. Someone had asked what all you can do with the machine. You can do sweaters and scarves and all of the things because you can do panels or tubes on these machines. I sent the message to Facebook. I can't find it so quickly to send it on you. That's fine. Super cute. Thank you, PJ Mommy. I love it. I really like it. I didn't really know. I didn't have a pattern to go off of. I just kind of, I watched a bunch of YouTube videos and just kind of decided and it turned out okay. Cheri says, I got my 48 today. Yay! Yay, yay, yay. Maybe a hat 15 minutes out the box. Can't wait to, I can see all the, I can create long time knitter. Awesome. That's so cool. I'm so happy. Oh, thank you for saying thank you for the videos. I can't see what your name is. Is it Teamus Creations? They help me when I've had problems with my project. That's awesome. That's awesome. You know what, Winnie? I made panels for that, and I haven't really done panels since. I was very intimidated to do panels. I now know how to do them, but they're tricky. They're a little tricky. Not going to lie. I have never done a panel on my Addy, or either of my Addies. I've only done them on the Centro 48. But it's not that hard once you get the hang of it. I really like the tubes though, guys. The panels have a tendency to curl, so they're a little harder to work with. But you can, you know, it's there if you want to do stuff. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed at all. To do which machine for hats? I suggest the 48. Right now I'm using the 46 because I wanted everybody to see the difference. Well, doing the panels just opens up so many possibilities of things to do if you want to get really creative. Hello, Anna. Thank you for all of the high fives. How do you know when you're ready to stop, Tracy? I'm going to go to 135 rows. So my little counter will tell me. Rami Soiler says, first time I have been such a knitting material and it's very beautiful. I like it very much. I can never hold the knitting skewers in my hands. Yes, you know what I had, like when I first started knitting, I have a tendency, and I do this with the machines too. I'm a tight tension gal. Like tight tension when I crochet, tight tension when I knit. I think it's, some people have it. And I got, like, my fingers were so sore from knitting that I put Band-Aids on them because my tension was so tight. I'm watching to help my dad with his, he would like to make hats for the local senior lunch program. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, is it Cheri from I can't see. I love that. Cheri from Northern California. Ooh, that's pretty, I bet. I bet Northern California is gorgeous. That's so cool. Tell your dad that is awesome. Like, we're like, whatever we can do to help support your dad. That is so cool. I think that is awesome. That is so cool. I love it. We have some pretty awesome gentlemen in the group too that make hats, which I think is the coolest. I love that. Okay, guys, we're getting closer. See, this one went a little bit quicker. We've been on 2 hours, haven't we? Danny, you watch me on TikTok. Awesome. That's where I started. Actually, It's Me Polly B is why I started, because she was making hats. Let me get that up there. There we go. Just received my Centro 48 and 22, hoping to get creating soon. Have made some smaller hats on the 40. Yeah, they make little baby hats. How come you don't get the drill attachment? Because it's hard on the machines. I do have it. I for I have one for my Centro 48, but I don't use it when I'm live because I don't want people to think I'm a proponent of using it, because I'm not. I think it's hard on your machines. If you're making a lot of hats and you don't care if you wear them down, I think that it's totally fine. I think the Addy would probably do a lot better with it, to be honest. I think it would hold up. But I know that the Addy does not sell the attachment because that's not the way that they want you to use it. I don't understand English. This is a translation of what I wrote, but I like that you read my comment. Aww! That's sweet. Danny, they're available on Amazon. The Addy specifically, or the Loombot, or the Centro 48. The Loombot that I use quite a bit is also available on Fat Brain Toys. It's Rahaimi. See, that was much easier. Thank you, Rahaimi. Thank you for giving me some help for pronunciation. I need the pronunciation guide. All right. We're getting closer. Something that does happen with the Addies, the 22 more than, can you see this? See, I just have it clamped down in the front. So sometimes it'll do a little bouncy in the back. The 22 does it more than the 46 does. Danny, the best made machine, highest quality in terms of making is this one. But the one that I would use, the one that I use the most is the 48. It's the less expensive machine because I like the fit of it better. The other thing is I think it's easier to fix your, like if you have tucked or drop stitches, which I don't, honestly guys, I don't ever get drop stitches. Not unless I'm not paying attention. I don't ever get them. Because I always am holding my yarn for tension, even with the 48 with the tension guides. But I do sometimes will get tuck stitches because some yarns will be more prone to tucks. And it's hard on this machine to fix them. You can, but it's harder. And it's because of the yarn guide here is kind of in the way for fixing those. So this is a better made machine than the other ones, but this is, I don't know what it's running right now. But when I bought mine, it was $250. Right now, I think it's about $200. And you can get a Loombot for $59. So, and that's USD. So it just depends on your budget and what you want. But if you're going to make hats, if you're going to make adult hats, I really like the 48 pin better. Well, hopefully that helps. But that's just my opinion too, because there are lots of people who have the Addies that pump out lots of hats and they love their Addies, and they like the fit of the hat, or they don't mind that it's tighter. I will tell you, even with the 48, if you use a heavier weight yarn, you know how you get like the little, like if you have a hat on and it gets the little wrinklies on your forehead? Or maybe it's just me because I'm old and I have flabby skin. I don't know. If you're younger, maybe you don't have that. But if you have a hat on for a long time, with the hat size that this machine makes, it bothers my head if I have it on for a long time. And I'll show you once I get it off. I'll try it on so that you can see the difference. The 22 pin, I have a hole on the shelf in the plastic box so I can make many. Oh, see, that's nice. Like I've thought, like once I would like to have a cutout table eventually. Well, I'll get there eventually. I just don't have one yet. I haven't figured out what I want to do that. But I'll have to have my husband do it. I believe I've seen the one at Michael's, but I didn't know if it was good. I'm still trying to loom knit. I've crocheted since I was 10 and now I'm 23. That's awesome that you've crocheted since you were 10. I didn't learn until just this year. So I have the loops and threads machine, but it's more for baby hats. If you want to do adult hats, the 40 is too small. I know they have like a picture of an adult with a hat on, but it's too small. I will show you. I have one baby hat example. I don't know where it's at. I don't know where my baby hat's at. Or I'd show you. I don't know where it's at. I'll look after. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it. I have one, but it's pretty small. The 40 does a small hat. Okay, we're almost there. 5 more rows. Okay, 2 more rows. All right, here we are. Let me get to my ending. There we be. Okay, so let's cast this off and then y'all can see. Y'all can see. Now, I don't know if I have a palm ready for this one, so we probably won't put one on this one. Maybe I do. I'll have to look and see if I do. How long does it take to make one beanie? If I'm not talking about a half an hour, depending on how many color changes I have. Is that a dusty rose pink? It is. It's called brick. The color is brick, but it is like a dusty rose. That's what I would call it. Is a dusty rose. So now we're casting off. And we'll do this here. Try to get it done before. I've been on here for quite a little bit. 2 hours. I usually like to be on for about 2 hours when I'm doing this. I wanted to get these 2 done. I've talked quite a bit, so typically I could probably have 4 hats done in about the time it takes me to do 2 on here. But I want to be here for you all if you have questions, and you guys, you know, it's nice for me to be able to share with you. And plus that I'm not by myself when I'm doing it, right? We're all like hanging out. We're like crafting together. Kind of. Like I think one of the, was it the, what was her name that was crocheting? I can't remember. So when you're casting off, again, like I said earlier, you can always, I just release like 1 pin at a time and then put your finger on the one beside it so you don't pull it off, and try not to pull straight up when you're pulling your yarn through so that you don't pull the next little loop off and get a drop stitch. What happens a lot of times for beginners is this: you'll finally get to where you have your tube, and then you get to the end and then you accidentally drop a stitch, and it's really frustrating. And you can frog the whole thing and use the yarn again. Like I could frog the whole thing even with the color change in there because I didn't knot it, and I could start again if I would drop a stitch. But you don't want to have to do that, right? So just be careful and kind of go slow if you can, and only release a few at a time. I know I said this before, but a lot of makers will, or crankers, a lot of cranky people will release all their stitches at one time, and then that just is, whoops, that just is a little more problematic for dropping stitches. My God, this is really, it's all stiff and doesn't want to bend. My yarn's getting twisted too, and you can always do like when I embroider, you know, I usually just drop my yarn so it'll untwist. It's better if it's not all twisted for when you cinch. So you can just drop your needle and it'll untwist. Okay, last one, and then we'll get this machine out of the way. There we go. Okay, so there's that. Hold on just a second. I'll get my machine off and then we will. Does the size of the machine mean bigger or small? It does. Bigger or smaller hats, Amber, it does. The more pins, the bigger the hat. Or the less pins, the smaller the hat. So like the 22, Addie is going to make preemie baby hats, itty bitty baby hats, where the 48 pin is going to make, or this 46 are going to make adult hats. So I have to get, so again, see how it looks? See how it looks? And I'll show the tubes again so y'all can see in comparison. You have to set your stitches. Diane says, I'm currently working on some crochet heart Christmas ornaments for my tree. Oh, that's awesome. I am really, and normally, the last few Christmases, I have not been in the Christmas spirit. Last year, because it was the first year without my mom, so it was kind of tough, a little tough. But this year, I'm ready. I'm like, I could probably be decorating our little tiny cottage. Okay, so when I'm tying this, I pull my slack out. And then I just kind of adjust it to where it looks good and lines up and it's not all wonky, because your color changes can get wonky if you're not careful. And they'll look all jaggedy. Okay, so let me quickly turn this inside out. And then I will show you the difference again. So this is the one we made earlier in the video. So here we go. This is 135 rows on the 48. Okay, see that? All right, this is 130 rows of yarn. Somebody asked me about how many centimeters. 130 rows of yarn. This is 135 rows of yarn. 130, 135. The yarn makes a difference. If it's softer, silkier yarn, it knits up looser than if it is tight yarn. So you have to think about that when you're getting row counts from other people. If they have counts for their hats and you see them, if you use a different yarn, just because you're using the same count doesn't mean it's going to turn out the same, if that makes sense, because the yarn will knit up different. Okay, so let me get this all. I usually try to make sure my tails are together, so my tail here, my tail there, so that my knitting is laying the same direction. All right, and when I cinched earlier, I said this, it doesn't want to cinch real well because it's stiffer, so you got to be really careful. I don't want to snap my yarn, so I got to be really careful. Let's see. I'm just now starting to do big projects, but I lean more to crochet things for my cat, so I love that. Okay, I have it. It's like snag in there. There we go. Sometimes you'll get to where you'll have a point where it just doesn't want, like where it snags, or if you split your yarn when you're taking it off, sometimes that'll happen and then it gets knotted up and you have to be really careful when you're cinching. So this part is the part you want to kind of be, do it gingerly. If you stick your finger in there, you can kind of cinch it a little easier, but this yarn does not want to cinch very well, is what I've found, because it's stiffer. It's not too bad, but it's a little stiffer. So let me make sure that's pulled up in there. A lot of times I do this just to kind of make sure it's all up in there. And I'm going to go ahead and tie this. But I'm going to be careful because I don't want to snap my yarn. And I don't know how strong this yarn is. I know like my Heartland yarn from Lion Brand, I've never snapped that yarn. And I've made a ton of hats with that. Okay. So let me tuck this color, because I don't want to use that to stitch up a little bit. I think I have, let me see if I have another cream palm. I don't know if I have another cream palm, guys. Let me see. I think I do. Oh, that's a really big one. I don't know if I want to use that one. This one's white. I could probably use white. I think white would look okay. We'll do white on this. All right, let me just stitch this up really quick. I think I have another button for the palm, and I'll show you. And then I'll try it on and you guys can see the difference. But already, now see, I did try this on. So I guess maybe I shouldn't have tried it on yet because it does stretch it out. But already you can kind of see the difference, right? But see, I can stretch this one, but the size is different. But I'll try it on for you and you can see that way too. I should probably trim my tail so it's not so stinking long. And right here when I'm doing this, when I'm just kind of tightening up this cinch hole at the top, I just go around and grab a couple stitches like every so often. It's hard to do it like every other should be what you do, but I don't always do that. I just go around and I get a couple stitches every so often. And by like I do the V. So just look for a full stitch. So two little things that make a V. And then it's just helping kind of cinch up that center a little bit more so I don't have a hole. In case whoever gets this hat doesn't want the palm on there, they can just take it off with the button that I put on there. So I don't want there to be like a big gap there. I'm going to do one more here. And then we'll cinch it up. And I just cinch it like that. And that's pretty good. Tightens up pretty good. And then we'll go into the center. We'll tie it off. Whoopsies. I got this big long. You can see you probably wouldn't have to have as long a tails as I do, but I didn't get exactly in the center here, but that's okay. We'll just tie it. It's here my yarn. I got to be careful. I need to be careful. All right, let me cut these here and then we'll tuck our tails. Those will go in my tail drawer. You guys, did you give me tips on what to do with my tails? Because I need to figure out what to do with all those tails. All right. I want to get right beside this, like where the knot is. Because I didn't get it exactly in the center, which I should have, but I didn't. I'm going to go down a little further. Make sure that I'm not into the front. And I'm in between those two. There we go. There we go. Make sure that knot is through there. Because actually, whoops, almost cut the hat, that'd be bad. You can make, like right here, this is fully reversible. You could do it like this. You could have the beanie be like that. Or, you know, if you didn't put a palm on it, or it can be like this. So, and see it is kind of stiff. Let me put my tag on there and just so it's done. And then I will put the palm on, and then I will try it on for you so you all can see it. So I'm getting a tag, and these are micro suede tags from Artie Fox Studios on Etsy. They also have they have their own website. I think it's artiefox.net is their website. That's where I get my tags from. Because that's another question I get a lot, is where do you get the tags and where do you get the little screws? Okay. Let me put a palm on it here, though. I think we're going to put the white one on. I need a button, though. Let me see if I have any more buttons ground. I might not. Let me see. I might not have any more buttons, guys. If I don't, then I won't be able to put a palm on it. I don't think I do. Do I? No, I don't think I do, guys. I'll have to grind more, so that's okay. We don't need the palm on it, but I'll show you the difference here. Okay, so it's a cute little beanie, right? It's a cute little beanie. I love the color, or the colors. Do you guys like the colors? What do you think? Like the colors? Okay, so I'm going to put this on. First off, let me put this one back on. So we had this one on the 48, right? Same row count. And it's a little snug. And it could be a little longer, but see, I like it. So there we go. See, okay? So now here we have this guy. Here we go. You ready? See, it's still good, but it's tight, guys. But it's still good, but it's tight. but it's really tight to my head too. So I just really wanted y'all to see, and like as I lift up, like it needs to probably be more rose, but you can wear it like this too. You don't have to do the, and then it's a little bit better. And I think, but see, I don't like this. That's just me. Like if I do that, I think it does better if it's brimless on the 46 than the 48. So again, I want you all to see, and this yarn does stretch out, and it doesn't, so you can see how it is. This one fits nicer. It doesn't hurt my head at all. It's like a nice fit. And then this one is just a lot snugger. And now over time that would stretch, but it's just tight on my forehead. But it's still, I mean, it's still all right. It's just tight. So that's that. There we go. There we be. So I think I'm all staticky. I think we did good though, guys. I think we did good. Because I need to use up this yarn. I think, like I said, I might label these as, and I know I tried them on. Some people would be grossed out by that, but I probably will label these as like a child's hat, just because I think they'll fit better. I think they'll fit a child better than if it was an adult. So probably if I make more out of this yarn, which I'm going to use it all up. I'm going to do probably 100. I'll probably do 145 is what I'm thinking I'll do. Just, they'll be a little slouchier, but I think they'll just be a little bit nicer of a fit than, so there you go. You can kind of see. And this yarn, again, it has that memory, so it gets misshapen easier than the softer yarns. Like this, you know, this isn't going to get misshapen like that. This is Yarn Bee Soft Secret, but it's still, like if it's cold out, not that this wouldn't keep you warm, but this would be a warmer hat too. So that's something to consider. Something to consider. Okay. So Crystal, I do recommend the 48 for adult hats. I just do. I think it, loved the live program today. You gave some good information. Oh, I hope so, Kay. Hopefully. Okay, so let me just see. I have a couple questions here, and then I'm going to hop off, guys. I saw the scrap yarn scarf. It looked amazing. Yes, May. In the group? Yes, it did. Where do you get your buttons from? I get them on Amazon, and I use a little tool. If you look on YouTube, I just posted a video on palm keepers. I did post it on my Facebook page, too. I shared the link, but it's a YouTube video, so you can see how I do that. They don't stretch out anyway, so after worn a while, it could loosen up. Yes, that is absolutely true. Who said that? Patty, that's true. Absolutely. So I question bombed, LOL. Amber sold me on a different purchase. Did I, Stephanie? Did I sell you? Okay. So tight hat, which machine is best? So for a not tight hat, the 48 would be better. Snug hat can fit under hood or palm, no palm on it. Yes. That's another thing to consider. Like when I donate like, you know, a lot with palms and then and some without, because like for me, when I walk, I don't wear one with a palm because I can't put my hood up if it's really cold. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to have to hop off because I got to go. I got to go do all my other things. I want to give a shout out to the PJ Mommy for moderating over on YouTube today. Please go send her some love on YouTube. Go follow her page. She's awesome to volunteer to do that. I really, really, really appreciate her. Thank you for grabbing that. Yeah, see, she's just so awesome. All right, guys, I want to thank you. I'm going to let my Facebookers go first. Did I want to make hats for our community kitchen? A lot of homeless. Yes, it's great. Please do it. Please do it. Get in the Cranknit community on Facebook and please share what you're doing. I'd love to see it all. Thank you, Facebook, for watching and hanging out with me. I'll see you Thursday at 2:30 EST, Eastern Standard Time, right here. So hopefully you'll visit with me again later. Thank you, guys. There we go. Thank you, YouTube. I appreciate you. Thank you, Hook That Yarn Crystal. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Again, thank you, PJ Mommy. Sandy, I really appreciate what you're doing. Yeah, So you're awesome. You're a rock star. All right, guys. So let me get out of here. You all have a good one. Go make something. And please, like, hop back on Thursday at 2:30 with me, and we'll have coffee and chat. So you guys all have a good one. Thanks for watching.